This is a quick video on how to change the ribbon on your 30s Underwood or Remington Noiseless Portable. First you're going to remove these. They generally slide on and off pretty easily. There's a shaft with a groove on the side here. And if they're too loose, you pinch these two sides together a little bit, and if they're too tight, you pull them apart a little bit. Then it should be pretty snug, so it's not always slipping off when you have it in the case. So I'm going to remove both of these. Now generally the ribbon will come on these. These are the original spools. You can see how there's a little hook in there. The new ribbon comes like this. Now when you're using this spool, you don't need this eyelet, so I'm going to cut that off. Remember that the ribbon generally goes on the bottom, or the red ribbon generally goes on the bottom on most machines. Now I have an eyelet free. So these are going to wind going this, the ribbon will come through and wind around this way. So you want the hook on this facing out. Sometimes you have to cut a little slit on these on the nylon, but see how I pulled that through? Then there's a little tab in here, see that? That's the ribbon reversal. So this slot just slips over so that can stick out, because that's how it's going to know it's out of ribbon. Then you slide it into this little, there's a little guide here. And then what I do is I put the other side through here, and I'm just going to wind this up, which is a little bit easier with this top on. See what I'm doing here? I should do it more sped up or shorter just for the demo, but I'm actually sending out this machine. I'll just give you the full splendor of this process, which we do frequently here. You can do this with any number of, some people have like a drill concoction that winds it onto the spools, but because this is kind of has the spool built in, I just do it on the machine itself here. Almost done. Now here's the eyelet here. Now because this machine only came with one of those original spools, I'm gonna cut on the other side of this eyelet and keep this. You can also use a knot or something if so inclined. And there's a little slot in here. I'll get a little closer so you can see that for a second. See that's the ribbon reversal I was talking about. That's the little slot. See how there's a little slot there? See if I can do this one-handed after doing it hundreds of times. And I'm just going to slip the piece with the eyelet inside that slot. If you leave the eyelet on like a normal machine, the ribbon won't reverse. There we go. And then you slip it through that little piece. Again, while you're working on the ribbon, if you have this on, it'll keep it from popping out everywhere. Now that's not quite in here yet. Let me show you how that works. I generally lift this up, and if you tap a key, you'll see, this might be hard to see, the manual will support too. It has a nice diagram of this. But you're gonna go behind this ribbon vibrator all the way. It's so dark in here I can't quite see. And again, having it up like this will help you on this process. And you may stretch this out a little bit, but It's always difficult when you're trying to make a video because nothing ever works right. Trust me, it never works right anyway, so we're not feeling too bad. If you have this on red, it'll lift it higher, which makes it a little bit easier. And then, can you see there's a little, let me see if I can see anything there. It's like a little hook here, which is sort of hard to see. I'm going to pull this forward on each side, hook up. You have to get over the piece you're hooked on, and then you're in. I just pulled that forward, so I had to push it back. And I kind of wind up. You want the red on the bottom, it's twisted there. Here we go. Now that's one of the cons of this machine, is that the ribbon doesn't take just a traditional spool. But that's how you load the ribbon. And then there's a ribbon reversal switch on the side here too. It should auto, if you reverse before it's auto done it, and it'll undo it itself and keep going. So that's it. That's how to change a ribbon on a 30s Underwood or Remington Noiseless. And if you have both spools for both sides, you can put those on both sides. If you have it for neither side, you can use that eyelet method for either side. If your ribbon doesn't have an eyelet, you can just put a knot and then slip it through that slot. And any of those will hold it till the next ribbon. Again, this is Steven at Classic Typewriter. Thank you so much.